I got to start off by going, I used to think that the intentional dumbing down of society was a wild, crazy conspiracy theory, and there's no way it was true, and there's no way that it could be done on a mass scale like that. Well, as the years have gone by and I've gotten older and I've seen more of what's going on, and you see what's really going on behind the scenes on everything, and you just look at the successive generations and how they are, and you look at the kids coming out of college now, and quite frankly, the purposeful dumbing down of society seems like it's been on purpose. There's no way that this is accidental. There's no way that we gradually just become this much dumber and accepting of the bullshit that we accept in society and live our lives without ever realizing that we're being lied to on a constant basis. I mean, think about it. When we were kids and the generation before us, you were told you went to school, you went to college or university, automatic, you were going to get a good job, you were going to start out at a decent rate, and everything would be fine. Also, at the time, we were told that you could get in, and once you got into a place, you got a job, you had it for life. You were there 25, 30 years. That was retirement. Things were set. But that all began to end in our generation. I mean, they came up with the free trade and jobs started heading out right away. I mean, they had the free trade first between the U.S. and Canada, and then it was U.S. and Canada and Mexico, and it became NAFTA. And of course, everybody right away, as soon as that was an opportunity, why wouldn't you shift your factories to Mexico? Why wouldn't you move to where the cost of your operations were cheaper? I mean, they knew that was going to happen. So that killed that aspect. But the dumber thing, like, what happened? I mean, you could go back and blame all the way that to Reagan with Nancy and her idea of no child left behind. Well, it wasn't that no child left behind meant that they were going to make sure that everybody learned everything. No, that was started the idea that whether a person knew the material or not, they weren't going to get left behind their friends, and they were going to get moved forward anyway, in the hopes that maybe they'll catch up the following year. But we all know that once you get further and further behind in something, be it education or your work or anything, it's like struggling to get out of quicksand. The more you struggle, the deeper you get buried. And the deeper you get buried, the more you struggle until eventually you just give up and drown. Now, look, I like to believe that somewhere along the line there's hope, but I'm telling you, I look at it and I really don't see a whole lot of chance where there's going to be any hope whatsoever. I mean, we have a world where everybody is more concerned with winning victim points to get their goal than actually learning something useful, gaining a true skill, something that can move forward. I mean, I talk about it lots about move forward, move on, get going, move forward. You know, and I guess I should elaborate on that a little, but I mean, it means you don't stand there because things get tough and just take a beating or go, oh, it's too difficult, I quit, I give up, I'm just going to sit where I am. No, you struggle, you move on, you try. I mean, this here is an example. I mean, I started doing this. I didn't think it'd be anybody. I mean, I keep going, I keep moving forward. It's small progression, but it's building up. I'm enjoying it. It's entertaining. Sometimes I struggle for a while with what I'm going to say. And that's quite frankly because I just don't want to do the cop-outs that everybody else seems to do when they're on here. And that is either just read somebody else's crap or watch somebody else's video and make comments about it. I mean, quite frankly, I should, considering, sarcasm is where we rule the most when it comes to our generation. So absolutely, maybe I should show just how dumb everybody is. Start handing out my own Darwin Awards. Because you can't believe that the younger generations have become so dumb that it's almost like the human species in a way has become obsolete. Like, take for example now, it used to be that everybody took everything they seen or heard on the internet and believed it 100%, even though people have been faking stuff from day one. That's just the way it is. It's human nature. Someone's going to come out there and they're going to mess with you, and they're going to create fake things just to see if it spreads. I mean, 4chan was famous for that. A lot of the greatest rumors that went out there that people still believe are true today are started in the 4chan community. Now you got some that go along on Reddit, but it's still, in the end, 4chan. It's still there. They still got that group and they still mess with people left and right. But it's gotten so bad now that people are sitting there no matter what they see now. If it's any type of image or video or anything, everybody it's automatically fake. The default is they claim it's AI. And now I've seen some videos recently where people are just showing things, sites around the world, and people are like, oh, it's AI. It's AI. That's not real. But these are videos that we could see back in the days when you had the library. It's just now it's on the internet and you got a younger generation that thinks everything is created by AI. That everything is absolutely garbage and make-believe it artificial now. Nobody believes anything they see. So is it become that the entire world and society is so fake on the face of it that you can't believe anybody, trust anyone, believe what you see or believe what you hear anymore? And we are now having young people that are turning around and becoming very cynical about what they see, which is kind of great because maybe they'll start questioning things and a lot of these problems will start to resolve themselves because they're going to want to truly be informed. But will there be anywhere where a person can be properly informed anymore when that time comes? I don't know. I'm not sure. I would like to think that there would be, but I don't. I think pretty much the world has become so dumb and so willingly to just step in line. And essentially everybody walks around now going, yes, master. Yes, master. Well, I'll do this because they're going to throw some crumbs my way. No. In fact, it should be the opposite. You shouldn't be taking anything that anyone offers you that claims it's free, especially if it's coming from the government or some sort of political party. If they are offering you something that they say is better for you and free, you know that it's not better for you. It is better for them. As far as I'm concerned, when anybody comes time, when you get in elections, all of a sudden they start passing out stuff or they start promising projects or they're like, well, we're going to cut taxes. As far as I'm concerned, that's all bribery. That all falls under bribery. Lobbyists get paid to go and essentially bribe politicians. Lobbying is legalized bribery. That's all it is. And of course, the politicians wouldn't get rid of it because, that's how all of them get in there and go get rich. You take anybody that gets in there and they only had a, basic savings, maybe, they're usually already doing all well. So maybe they have a, 500,000 net worth, but they go in and after 4 years, they're $1.5 million. And then all of a sudden they're 20 and then 30. How does somebody go in worth $1 million, come out 8 years later, and they're worth $300 million on a salary that is nowhere near that? It's a corrupt system, and everybody sits back and seems to think it's okay. It's fine. It's allowed because the world has gotten dumber. Now, I know this isn't normally, this is not what I should be going on about, but I tell you, it's Friday. And I got to complain to somebody. I haven't done it in a while, so I'm going to come on and I'm just going to bitch. Why not? It's like the whole thing when you get into the idea of good fact versus real fact. We should all know what good facts are and what real facts are. Good facts. It's manipulated or certain things are left out to make it benefit you specifically or a particular angle you're trying to push. Real facts, put all the information around the fact out and let somebody else decide. It doesn't manipulate the data. You don't leave out one item or another. The news media does it all the time. Watch a speech. Watch somebody's speech, anybody. And then watch what, say, CNN or MSNBC says about it. And then watch what, Fox News will say about it. And it'll be two different perspectives, 100%. But if you watch that same speech, you're getting good facts on this side, good facts on this side. But if you watch that speech itself, if you're watching it, is the real facts. It's in real time. It's what it is. There's nothing left out. It's the pure truth of it. So many people have their blinders on that they're not going to notice the difference between the good fact and the real fact because we're all predisposed to believe something a certain way anyhow. everyone gets caught in these damn echo chambers of theirs and they won't step outside. And I think that's because people don't want the responsibility anymore to look after themselves. They don't want the responsibility to think, and they don't want the responsibility to problem solve. So therefore, they're just going to sit around. They're going to fall in line. They're going to do these things. And the next thing you know, you're not going to have any decision-making ability. You're not going to have any actual freedoms. You're only going to have the ability to move within a certain area when you're allowed to because it benefits somebody or some organization. That's where it's all going to wind up in the end if people don't bloody well stand. I mean, truth be told, when it comes to things like the election and all that, they need to end it and get rid of the two political parties. You truly need an independent third-party candidate that can stand up 100%, get in there and bust the system. And we originally thought in 2016, man, we thought we had the guy. Didn't happen. And he's a deal maker and he made deals. And I think it's going to be the same way now. He's going to make deals. And he's not going to shatter the system from the inside. So you need a truly independent. And you need an independent that is going to bring in a whole bunch of independent people into the system and not use cronyism or patronage appointments or any other bullshit like that. We need to break it from within. That is the only way. It doesn't work from the outside because it's going to protect itself 100%. It's almost like a living machine. It's like an organism sometimes that takes on a life of its own, and you got to wonder, what can I do? You know, let's start at the base level. Get involved. Run for your local council. Become a local mayor. Get involved in county politics. Whatever it is, start making changes at the base level. Anyway, until then, this is Drac saying, as best as you can, stay safe in the world. And peace out.